Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Rachel, and if you are new here, thank you for tuning in. And whether it was the title of the video or the thumbnail that you have seen, I'm hoping you enjoy the content. And of course, if you're coming back and you've been here before, hey guys, I hope you're well too. Today, I want to keep the intro short and sweet because you can see the title of the video anyway. You know what we're doing. So I want to get into what I have perceived to be the trends that are going to be happening this year. Now I say I've perceived, but I've had to do my research, kind of find out what's out there, and kind of condensed all the different trends that I've been seeing into 9 different trends, 9 different categories. Now, what I want to say is technically this is going to be a 2-part video. So in this video, I want to show you all the inspo, what's been happening on the runways, all the people that have been recreating these trends already. And then the second part to this video, which will be following shortly after, will be me actually recreating or just showing you how these trends are indeed wearable and how you can basically pull items from your wardrobe to wear these trends. Now, I will say, obviously, the disclaimer or the caveat to that is you do not need to wear all these trends. The ones I've picked specifically though are ones that I feel like I could wear and ones that I think are genuinely wearable, whether you work in an office or whatever your day-to-day is, trends that you can indeed sort of like incorporate into your wardrobe. If you want to buy new pieces, they are equally pieces that I think, if they are truly your style, you could wear again and again, year in, year out, because you know we're all about versatility and getting your money's worth. So yeah, that was my thought process. But as I said, you know what we're doing today, so let's get into it. So I've got my phone because I need to make sure I'm actually going through this properly with you guys as well. I have really been enjoying actually going through what the trends are. Some of them I've left off the list because again, different sources, different sites, it's hard to really gauge what is what. But these are the ones that I saw come up again and again and again. And equally, as I've mentioned, ones that I think you guys can genuinely get a lot of use and wear out of. First one being Cobalt blue. Now, if we're talking about trends, obviously these can come in the form of colors, silhouettes, different designers even become trending at different points in time. But cobalt blue has been a color that we have seen time and time again on the runway and in different pieces. It's one of those shades where I think if you're talking about being someone who is a neutral babe like myself, can be really, really daunting. But the good thing with a trend like this or a color like this is you can definitely just have statement pieces that you introduce into your wardrobe. For someone like me, what I decided to do is basically have pieces like a jumper that, yes, I can definitely get use out of with regards to it being warm, but it still pulls from the color of the season or whatever that color may be. But I think cobalt blue is one of those shades that is truly universal. So I think it's worth having a look at what high streets are doing, what designers are doing, because again, as I've mentioned, this is a color we're seeing time and time again. Now, equally, another way you can introduce this into your wardrobe, as I mentioned, is with statement pieces. That could be in a form of heels, it could be a belt, it could be a scarf. Now that we're still in the winter season, it could be maybe a hat, something of that nature that allows you to bring in the shade without basically breaking the bank and buying something you probably won't wear again. Cobalt blue, I think, is absolutely gorgeous. I love it on my skin tone, and I always have such a love-hate relationship with color, because I obviously don't wear it as much as my neutrals, but I really do like how it just like brightens up an outfit. So the first trend we're seeing, as I've mentioned, designer, luxury, high street, everywhere, is definitely cobalt blue. Now, if we're following on swiftly then, thinking about other colors and shades, green. Now, green is an interesting one because obviously we have seen green last year as well when we had that particular Bottega green. That's not what we're talking about right now. Green, we have seen different variations on the runway and just in general, but one of the greens that I've seen a lot of is actually lime. Now, this is actually kind of ties in with my point before. I'm not someone that would wear lime, to be quite honest. I definitely prefer my darker greens, more like emeralds, forest greens, and we have been seeing some of that as well, but lime seems to be the color of the season. Now, obviously we're shifting into spring, summer, so lime is obviously a very vibrant tone, and it would be a beautiful way to sort of like complement and just brighten up the days, because I don't know about you guys, but here in the UK we're still having very gloomy, dark days. So lime, yes, is very out there, is very much bordering on neon, so I know it's going to be hit and miss for some of you. And a really good thing as well with shades like green or even cobalt blue is we're seeing a lot of designers come up with like coords or suits basically that allow you to kind of incorporate the color into your wardrobe with little to no effort. Now obviously going green up and down is a lot, so again, if you want to break that up or just introduce it very subtly into your wardrobe, maybe something like a t-shirt could be a really simple way to go. If it's not your cup of tea, absolutely fine. There are still other trends and other colors, orange being one. Orange is technically not on my list, but I have seen a lot of orange as well, orange and pink. All of these things do come back full circle, but again, if you're interested in introducing some new color, cobalt blue and lime green are definitely ones that are sticking out. The next trend that I want to touch on that is probably one of my favorite ones, because I've been doing this already anyway, sheer materials. So when we're talking about sheer materials, we're talking about lace, we're talking about mesh, organza, anything that allows you to see more flesh and more of the skin of the person who's wearing it. And this is something that we've seen in tops, we've seen cutout pieces where designers have basically created garments and then done maybe the side as a cutout and they've put a sheer fabric there, or we've seen a lot of layering happening as well, sheer tops, so on and so forth. A lot of high street brands have been doing this already, so you might find that some of these pieces or some of these trends, you actually have pieces in your wardrobe already, which is always a huge thumbs up. But sheer fabric, sheer materials is something we're seeing again and again. Now, the good thing with something like a sheer material is I truly believe it has the versatility of being worn all year round. Now, obviously, if you're wearing something sheer in the winter time or autumn, for example, then you do have to think about how you can layer it up and essentially just work it that way. One thing I really love about how designers have done this or utilized this concept of sheer materials is the idea of layering. I know I've mentioned with regards to seasons, but even if we're thinking about having something like a sheer jacket or a sheer coat, which I think is a really nice way to obviously showcase what you're wearing underneath, but have like another added layer. It's just a really cool way to elevate your look overall. So we've seen sheer skirts, we've seen sheer jackets, tongue twister. As I mentioned, this is something that I've always loved for myself personally. I love mesh and sort of materials like that. So seeing it kind of come back again has been really, really good. And it's also fantastic because it means more designers and more brands are going to introduce more pieces that I can shop. Speaking of a trend or something that we've been seeing already, maxi skirts. I say maxi skirts, but even just anything of a maxi length. So this is inclusive of dresses as well. As we've kind of gone into the autumn winter season, and even just last year in general, maxi length skirts and maxi dresses really made a resurgence. Now, I personally love maxi skirts because it's just easier to style. Now, what I will say is footwear is probably the main consideration you need to make. When it comes to maxi length skirts, I love the fact that you can dress them up and dress them down. You can layer them with a blazer, you can wear it with a t-shirt, you can add a belt to kind of break up the colors or the silhouette. I just think it's a really nice, very girly item to have in your wardrobe. Now, with that being said, there are so many different versions of a maxi skirt. We're talking pleated, we're talking lace, we're talking layered, we're talking cargo style. I've seen so many, I've got a few pieces myself already. So as I mentioned, the follow-up video to this, I will show you ways that I would style up a maxi skirt or have a maxi skirt in my wardrobe that I can get a lot of use out of. Now, with regards to shoes, as I've mentioned, I think that is the only or one of the only considerations to make, because you want to make sure you're not making yourself look shorter than you are or frumpy even. So that's something to be wary of when you are pairing these outfits together. But there's so much inspo out there, whether it's Pinterest, Google, YouTube, so on and so forth. So do be sure to check it out, and obviously check out my next video when it comes out too. Now, I would be totally mistaken if I didn't speak about maxi skirts and then segue into talking about the next trend, mini skirts. Now, I think mini skirts is so interesting because we saw it happen, and I know a lot of people were thinking, all right, this is going to be dead and gone by the time autumn and winter creeps up on us. And it really didn't go anywhere. If anything, we started finding different ways to be able to wear our mini skirts or mini skirts as well. That's another subcategory I would say to the whole mini skirt vibe and trend. Basically realized that we can keep wearing this. All we need to do is add tights. So I know you've probably seen on TikTok the tights that you can get that still look like your skin tone, but they're actually like fleece lined. Like, there's method to the madness. But I say that to say mini skirts have not gone anywhere. They have truly followed us into the new year, into the new season. And I actually quite like that. It is quite interesting because it breaks us away of the conventional items we are used to seeing in winter. Now, if we're talking runway and trends, it has been around and we've seen a lot of it again from the pleats to the even really short micro mini skirts, which I cannot do. Shout out to you guys that I just can't. It shows too much. And I'm just like, the practicality obviously isn't there, but it is nice to see that this trend has stuck around. Also, as I mentioned, tights. People have really been, how would I say, like dressing up these outfits with pattern tights, diamante tights, thicker tights, so on and so forth, sheer, all of the above. So it is really nice, again, just to see the sort of creativity and versatility that can come with these pieces. I think the reason why I'm so happy to still see mini skirts is because it does show that you can have pieces that are typically for one season, and if you dress them up or layer them up in a different way, you can kind of still get wear out of them. So I love that for y'all that have it, because again, get your money's worth. Speaking of getting your money's worth, the next trend I wanted to touch on is denim. Now, you hear denim, and I don't know about you guys, but when I think about denim, I think about myself younger, when I was younger with my denim jackets, you know, the cord set. Maybe that's why I've really loved the whole double denim vibe. I've been doing it from young. The classic Canadian tuxedo. I know for some people it's completely taboo and they hate the look of double denim, but I honestly think it's such a vibe. Whether you're doing a denim shirt and jeans, or a denim jacket and a skirt, or vice versa, mix that up even. But more so, what we're seeing a lot of is denim done in different ways. From your high streets to your designers, we're seeing denim incorporated in pieces that you typically wouldn't see it. You know, for example, I was on Zara not too long ago, and they literally had like a denim belt. So it's again kind of giving that like double denim effect, triple denim even, because they had denim boots. So we're really seeing denim come through. Now, with regards to what I was seeing picture wise and just with regards to the runway and sort of like designers, it's denim being incorporated with different materials, denim being layered, denim being frayed. So really playing with the material, playing with the layers and playing with the texture overall is something we are seeing a lot of. As I've mentioned, you've got your classic double denim vibe, so there's ways to do that. Denim skirts as well, which kind of ties in with the previous trend of the maxi skirts. I'm here for it. As I said, I know double denim is not for everyone, but I am definitely a fan. So I love that I'm seeing it more and more. This is something that pretty much all of us will have in our wardrobe already. So if you do want to play into the trend, I will hopefully show you different ways to do that, but I'm sure you can get to grips with it as well. Next on my list of trends, which I don't think is a surprise to anyone, but it's definitely a more pronounced thing we're seeing this year and this season: metallics. Now, I mentioned metallics, and I kind of want to give a nod and a mention to sequins as well, because if we're talking texture and shine, this is something we're seeing a lot of. But if I talk about metallics, we are seeing a heck of a lot of silver. For someone who is a gold girl, it's really breaking my little heart, and I will never say no to gold. As you see, accessories always gold, but silver is really that girl of the season. So we're talking styling with metallic silver shoes or a handbag, belt, jewelry, ways to just add the elements into the outfits. But now it's really taken front and center stage. We are seeing silver trousers, silver skirts, silver tops, so on and so forth, a whole ensemble of silver. So it's definitely something that is making its mark, and we're seeing a lot of. It's definitely something that you're probably thinking, well, Rachel, you said you're going to tell us the wearable trends, and this definitely is wearable. As I've mentioned, you might want to go down the route, which I probably would be more like accessories. So silver handbags, maybe even silver shoes, whether it's heels, boots, so on and so forth, because we are seeing a lot of metallic boots as well. Now, obviously, if you have the style to pull off silver skirt, trousers, so on and so forth, which I saw a lot of. I saw a gorgeous silver mini skirt, which was just, oh, but I wouldn't wear it enough. That's my only reason why I wouldn't purchase something like that. I just wouldn't wear it enough. But yeah, there are different ways to go into this trend, but for someone like me, who definitely has more neutral, maybe even toned down items, would I say, I would definitely love to introduce this into my wardrobe more so with my accessories, because then I know I can wear those again and again and again. My next favorite trend that I picked up on, and we have been seeing for sure, you probably guessed this one already anyway, cargos. Cargos, but more so under the umbrella of utility as a whole. Now, I say under that umbrella because what we're also seeing is cargo inspired pieces. So taking cargo pockets and putting them on skirts, putting them on shirts, jeans, trousers, so on and so forth. So non-traditional cargo pieces seeing that same sort of influence there. And as I've mentioned, another thing actually that will go under this would be like bomber jackets. Bomber jackets, I think, are very much out there. They've, again, I wouldn't say made a resurgence because it's autumn winter, people have been wearing their bomber jackets anyway, but it's definitely something I have seen a lot more of, especially on runways too. But I love the cargo sort of utility vibe because to me it's one of the easiest trends to incorporate because it's still comfortable, it's still wearable, you can take it from day to day, you can take it from office to evening. Like, I just think it has so much versatility in it. Equally, the reason why I really love what I've been seeing is because this has also been playing on silhouettes. So we're seeing off the shoulder cargo style, we're seeing boiler suits, we're seeing jumpsuits, play suits, just everything under the sun clothing wise, but transformed to have like this element of the cargo style, which I'm really loving. I think the whole utility trend is probably one of the most wearable ones because, again, as I said, it's so easy to take it day to day and sort of like day to night in just different environments. So this is one I'm hoping sticks around, but even if it doesn't, it's something I know I can still wear again and again. And then last but not least, I keep saying my favorite. This, I mean, this wasn't even on purpose, but blazers, and more so that comes again under the umbrella of tailoring in general. Now we are seeing blazers, we're seeing more masculine pieces. So we're talking oversized blazers, loose trousers, tailored trousers. It's fantastic. I'm such a fan. This is something I would typically wear anyway. So again, it just gets me excited to know that brands are probably going to want to do more and bring out more and just get really creative with this. With the tailoring as well, one thing I love is because you're getting pieces that maybe we've had the oversized as well, but it's kind of like taking that and like tweaking it a little bit to come up with really lovely silhouettes that come in at the waistline or a bit more fitted on the leg, or they're right around your ankle, all of those different things. And this is probably one of those ones where it's really easy to incorporate because the majority of us will probably have some form of a tailored piece in our wardrobe, probably in the form of a blazer. Now, one thing I love about blazers is because you can have them crops, you can have them long line, double-breasted, single-breasted, different colors, different materials. There's so much variation, there's so much versatility. So it's really nice to see how this is being played into fashion again. We're seeing co-ord pieces, a lot of suit sets, which I always say co-ord pieces are one of my best things. You have two pieces you can wear together, but equally separately. And I just think the options are endless. So tailoring, I think, is actually a nice one to end on because it's something that hopefully gives you inspiration to know that you do not need to go out and buy something new. You probably have something in your wardrobe already, but as I said, my next video will hopefully give you even more inspiration. But yeah, tailoring has been everywhere and I honestly love it. Okay guys, so that is the end of the trends that I wanted to mention. So just to recap super quickly, we've spoken about cobalt blue, greens, sheer materials, maxi length, mini length, denim, metallics, utility, and tailoring. Now, as I mentioned, my next video or my next upcoming video, the next one or the second to next one, whichever, will show you how to actually build outfits around these pieces. A lot of these items I'll be mentioning will be bits that I've already got in my wardrobe. This is why I always advocate for having pieces that you truly love, truly enjoy, because fashion comes back around. Before you know it, the thing you bought 4 years ago will be very much back in trend. So it's all about just finding pieces that you truly love. But if you do just want to know how to maybe play into some of these different trends and these different styles, I'll be more than happy to kind of go through that with you guys in more of like a lookbook styling video style video. So that will be coming up very soon. Now, I'm excited because this year has just started, so I'm still really interested to see what other trends will be emerging as we go along. Let's get through the next months and see how these unfold. Hopefully you have enjoyed the video, guys. If you have, be sure to thumbs up and leave a comment below. I will hope to see you guys in my next video, Sunday, 7 p.m. Just to make mention, this blazer is from Zara. I will try and link it below if I can. But until my next one, stay well, stay blessed, good vibes only, guys, and I'll hope to see you soon. Bye.